And so it builds you used to doing all these little micro actions and micro failures, and it gets you used to that. And you learn a lot from these little side things.
Yeah.
And eventually you just never know where it's going to take you. And the thing is that what's probably going to happen is that you'll learn so much from this that it's going to take you in a direction that you never even anticipated. And one day that side thing just might turn over
To be the main thing.
Yeah. Welcome to Subcut, the podcast where we talk about interesting things that will get under the skin of medical professionals or students or anyone that's interested. My name is Justin Sung, a former doctor.
Niel Kulkani, fourth year medical student.
And today, the topic that I think is interesting to talk about, that I know there's a lot of interest about, is the idea of you're in medicine, you're doing medicine, you're a doctor, or maybe you're not even in medicine, it's another related field. But anyway, there's pressure and there's a lot of stuff to do. You have other interests. You have side projects. You have ideas.
Hustles.
You have hustles.
Yeah.
Right? How do you hustle when your main gig, whatever it is, takes up
So much of your time.
so much time or energy or effort? Okay, and that's the topic that I want to talk about. You know, the solution to that is simple in a way and also really complicated in one way. The complicated part is that it's really individual.
Right.
It depends a lot on the person's situation. The simple part is that it's almost always possible, and you just have to do it. You just have to start. And I think in my experience, now this is something that I haven't coached people in a lot, so I don't have a huge amount of experience with this particular aspect, but I have had a lot of people asking me over the last several months since I quit medicine about how I was able to transition, or, you know, that I was really lucky that I had this in place. And the idea is, yeah, it's very lucky if you consider sort of 6 to 7 years of 40 additional hours a week of work,
of
hustling,
addition to
doing
everything
stuff.
else.
Yeah. If that's called luck, then yes, I was very lucky.
lucky.
Yeah,
Wow,
incredibly
good on
lucky.
you. Yeah.
I mean, I was lucky in that I was enabled to do so. I didn't have any other worries. But there are a lot of people that are in a position where they could be, but they'll be going home and they'll be, binging on whatever they have to binge on, or not even binging on it. They just lie around and just kind of, like they go home and become like this cornflake, just like sitting on a bed, just waffling around.
Maybe even like more legitimate things like not like the family not accepting their idea or their hustle, what they want to do.
So even things like that, barriers to like. I think one of the, I suppose it's true of a lot of different activities or things that people would want to start, is that you don't have to achieve the perfect form first.
Yeah.
Frieza didn't evolve into his
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even his final form. Right?
Right.
It was just, it took it took many episodes to get to that final form, right? And look at all the forms before that. It just looks like shit, right? It's androgynous as hell.
Do we need to explain who Frieza is to people? Look it up.
I just think if you don't know who Frieza is, you shouldn't be listening.
No. Losing followers. No.
Anyway, my point is that if you have an idea, like I think any person with any level of entrepreneurial experience, and I don't think I have enough success to call myself a legitimate entrepreneur, but at least kind of anyone that's been in the game and trying for a while knows that ideas mean nothing. Ideas are like one of the most valueless things that are in creation. Execution is key, right? It means nothing. Like there's so many, like how typical is it? You see something on Instagram where there's this ad for this new product and everyone's like, oh, I thought of this idea before. And it's like, oh, slow clap for you, buddy. Like I don't see your name on the, founders list here. Like I don't see you raising seed capital of like $100 million. Like I'm sure someone thought of the idea of an online marketplace before Jeff Bezos. Well, guess what? He's Jeff Bezos, right? Like, so the idea is that if you want to do something, if you've got a hustle or a project, just start. But just start in a small, tiny form. Like most people, 99.999% of people can afford an hour a week. Can afford an hour a week. An hour a week is all you need. If you have 1 hour a week, you can, across a year or a month, set something up enough to get something rolling, right? You can spend an hour a week learning about the steps required to do what you want to do. So let's say that you've got an idea for a new clothing line. Great. 1 hour a week. Find someone that has a clothing line already. Schedule a meeting with them on the Saturday. Meet up with them. Talk to them. Done. That's your hour done. Go online. Read a few articles for that hour about how to start your own clothing line. Read a little bit about social media. Set up an Instagram.
That takes no time at all. Yeah.
It's just like there's so many things that actually get the ball moving. And they're micro things, but it doesn't have to be this big overwhelming thing. You know, when I set up JTT, it was really very gradual and iterative. You know, we just started with small things and just slowly built up. And it was a very, very gradual process. And none of it really at any point until recently felt overwhelming.
Yeah, sure.
You know, when I was doing it as a side, like interestingly, when I was doing it as a side gig, it was never overwhelming. It's only becoming overwhelming now that it's like full time.
Yeah.
But the messages that I get from people, they're always, you know, most of these people are like, they've got not an hour a week, they've got like 3 hours a day that they could just be mobilizing, that they could be using. They're on the train, and then on the train they're going through like their entire friends list worth of Instagram contacts and scrolling through it. Like, hey, while you're on the train, instead of doing that, why don't you read some articles, listen to some Audible, listen to some whatever, like set up a website, learn something, you know, increase a skill set, like network, develop your LinkedIn, whatever it is, like start that grind process early on. And there are some real advantages to just doing it. Number one is that it gets you used to that fear of failure, and it gets you over that.
Yeah.
And anyone that has a side business or a business will know that fear of failure and that paralysis is fundamentally incompatible with success in a free market. You need to just be able to do things, fail fast, fail cheap, and learn from it and just continually grow from it is necessary. And trying to create the perfect clothing line or perfect restaurant or whatever the little side.
It's not going to come the first time.
It's not going to. Well, there's a very little chance that there will. So you just accept that, and you try it and you do it and you see how you fail and you just do it again and you keep doing it. And so it builds you used to doing all these little micro actions and micro failures, and it gets you used to that. And you learn a lot from these little side things. Yeah. And eventually you just never know where it's going to take you. And the thing is that what's probably going to happen is that you'll learn so much from this that it's going to take you in a direction that you never even anticipated. And one day that side thing just might turn over
to be the main thing.
Yeah. It's easy. And, you know, a lot of people will probably find this hard to believe. I genuinely believe that most people out there, I know what you're, as soon as I said it, I know what you're thinking. What Niel's thinking is this Gary V thing where he always says, I'm genuinely thinking.
Yeah, go on.
Deep in my heart, I legitimately subscribe to the
D-Rock.
thought. I don't want to get copyright strikes.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Gary V, no. Yeah, whatever.
That if you can put aside 5 hours a week, is really doable. It's really doable if you just prioritize a little bit better, if you clean things up a little bit more. There are 5 hours a week on just a daily commute that you can be mobilized. If you have just 5 hours a week or even less, you can increase your yearly income by $10,000 a year just by having a side project or something. You can have something that you can monetize to $10,000 a year. I really believe that. And I know because me having no real business experience, I didn't say it.
I really believe that. That's what he says. Anyway.
You know, I in my own experience, I didn't have anything in business. I wasn't particularly good at the business side of things in any real way. Yeah. And in the first year of running JDT, we made $9,000 gross revenue. But it just means that it's possible. Like if I could do it as a student that just didn't know anything, putting aside however many hours a week just to do it. It wasn't even 5 hours a week at the time. It was around 5 hours a fortnight or something like that. 5 hours every 2 or 3 weeks I'd be putting aside. And I was able to make 9,000 from that, right? If you just have some kind of skill, any kind of skill, even skills that you don't think people would pay for. We're living in an era where people will pay for anything. People will literally pay for anything. If it provides value to someone will pay for it. You just need to find a way to just communicate that message across.
Yeah.
So if you are sitting here thinking, hey, I've got 3 to 5 hours a week, let me ask you the question. Would want an extra $10,000 a year? Because that's really achievable for a lot of people. And if you have your own, if you're listening to this and you've got your own idea about what you want to do, and you are looking for some guidance on it, what I recommend that you do is definitely do not leave a comment. Definitely do not reach out to me. Seriously, try some shit first. And then when you fail, leave a comment, reach out, ask for some help. I'm not interested in talking to people that only have ideas, because it's just a colossal waste of time.
On that topic as well, though, because you were talking about that gap between just having an idea and then actually executing it. You mentioned fear of failure might be one of the factors that feed into this. I also think, after conversations with several other people as well, that like people just don't care enough about their idea that they have. They'll have it, but there isn't enough drive, there isn't enough will for them to like bring them to conviction to actually bring this idea to life, just because they don't care as much.
Yeah, but you don't have to care as much about the idea. The thing is that having like a side hustle,
right,
it actually improves your just overall quality of life, because especially something like medicine, it's such a one-track way of thinking. Okay, let me ask you a question. This is gonna be weird, and I've never asked you this before, and I don't know if that's gonna be the answer I predict. But do you kind of miss doing maths?
I do, yeah.
Like,
I actually kind of do,
because
I was having. I don't know if it was with you.
I was talking to this with Finley.
Oh, really? Yeah. I was talking to this with my friend like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Around 2-3 years into medical school, I started doing maths problems just for fun.
What? Okay, no, not that much. No.
Yeah, well,
but like, yeah, okay.
You know, like you just get used to thinking in just such a specific way.
Yeah.
You kind of miss thinking about things in a different way.
I miss problem solving, like true problem solving.
Right?
Yeah.
Medicine is not really problem solving.
It's memorization, then
it's
to like
algorithmic kind of sorting.
pattern finding.
Yeah. So the problem solving aspect that's really genuine and different ways of thinking, and especially working with ideas. You know, some people are very ideas kind of people. Medicine is not a career that facilitates ideas, to be totally honest. Yes, there's room for it in research and things like that, you know, but it's honestly, to be perfectly blunt, it's just minimal. Compared to other fields that actually have room for ideas or are built around the execution of ideas, medicine is very idea limiting. And in some cases, it's even looked down on to be too kind of different, you know, in terms of ideas. So if you are the type of person that, and I'm presuming that anyone that's going to resonate with this is someone that has ideas about starting something, that has something that they want to kind of imprint out on the world or do their own little thing for, not doing that little hustle is actually going to be stifling. It's going to be really stifling. And actually doing it, even if it doesn't go anywhere, just the sheer enjoyment of it.
Right.
Just think of it as a hobby, you know?
Yeah.
People will pay $1,000 a year for a gym membership.
Yeah.
You know? Put $1,000 a year for investment in your business capital, right? Like you can do a lot with $1,000.
Yeah. And people put that money for a gym membership, but not even use the gym membership.
Not even use the gym membership, yeah. People will use money for, you know, people will pay crazy amounts of things for stuff that they don't, like they will never really ever use. You know, people will pay $3,000 for a new TV that they watch for 15 seconds a day. You know, like there's, you know, a culture of spending money already. Why not spend the money on something that's going to deliver you not only like legitimate enjoyment, but learning and facilitate kind of an aspect of personality that's being neglected. And then as a result of it, you get to make money off of this. Doesn't that sound like a dream? You know, just, and all these people are kind of, will message me and say, I don't have a particular thing I'm good at or whatever it is. And it's like, no, of course you don't know what you're good at because you've never really tried
anything,
do anything about it, right? Like when I first started teaching, it's not that was my natural skill. Like I just got good at teaching because I just did a lot of it, right? Same with anything else that I like to do as a hobby. Like everyone starts a beginner by default. It's like the rule of the universe. You never start good. And so if that's what if being good at something is what determines whether you're willing to give it a go or not, it's fundamentally the wrong mindset to have. It should be, how can I afford to not do it?
Yeah.
Right? Rather than how can I afford the time and effort and money to do it? How can you afford not to? Right? When it's such a good package that you'd get, such a good deal. And so I think every medical student, every doctor should have a little side hustle, side gig. And the other thing is, if you have a side gig that requires you to go and meet a bunch of people, drive around, maybe be on the internet a lot, use your phone a lot, maybe typing a lot of stuff on a laptop, you know what? Business expense.
Business expense.
And you get a tax write-off.
Oh.
put it through business expense, and you get a tax write-off. And it's legitimate because you're legitimately using it for your business.
Yeah.
So if nothing else, there's a benefit there. And if you're in New Zealand is one of the easiest countries to set up a business.
Sure.
You can literally do it 15 minutes, $150, you've got a business. Done, just like that. So moral of the story, have a side gig.
Thanks for tuning in to Subcut. If you guys have any suggestions for content, please make sure you send it through.
You can get in touch and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, or find us on our website at jttmed.com/subcut.
Subcut is a podcast brought to you by JTT. If you or anyone you know is interested in a career in medicine, make sure to get in touch and check us out at jttmed.com.